Hello everyone, today 30, the last day of your yoga challenge. So I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you feel the difference in doing that little bit every day, and I hope you feel a lot more relaxed. I hope it maybe give you some focus at this difficult time we're going through. So I thought I would finish off with a nice relaxing evening one, as I know a lot of people have struggled with getting to sleep at night, and I just thought this might be a nice one to finish off with. More relaxed postures, so it'll be more about breathing into the postures and relaxing into them so that we feel nice and relaxed before going to bed. So we'll begin with our breathing as we normally do. I'm going to get you to place one palm on top of the other in receiving mode. So we're going to just breathe as we sit either in our easy cross leg, or you can have your legs out in front if that's more comfortable. So just close the eyes down. Become aware of your breath. Become aware if you're holding any tension in your forehead. Let your forehead relax. Coming down to the jaw, be aware if you're clenching into your jaw. Release the jaw, let it be loose. Coming down the neck into the shoulders, relaxing the shoulders. Letting the arms just rest heavy in your lap. Traveling down your spine, making sure your spine is nice and straight. And we're going to be taking just a few deep breaths. We're going to breathe in through our nose for 4 and out through our mouth for 5. So on the next breath in, breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling through the mouth, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Once again, breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhaling through the mouth, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Last time, breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling through the mouth, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let your breath go back to its natural rhythm. You can slowly open your eyes. So if you're comfortable sitting in easy cross leg, continue to sit like this for just a few more minutes as we do some neck and shoulder stretching. So you're going to place your hands out by your side. You're going to take the right hand, place it on top of your skull. Now no pulling here, just using the hand as a bit of weight on your head. You'll feel the stretch down the side of your neck into your shoulder. And if you don't, you can creep your fingers out slightly and then relax the shoulder down further. And you should feel a nice stretch right down the left side of your neck. So this is a good one to do after a busy day, a stressful day maybe at work, and especially if you sit at a desk all day on a laptop. So then release, placing the opposite hand onto the skull, keeping the right arm nice and heavy, stretching down the right side of the neck. If you're not feeling it, creep the fingers out, relax the shoulder down further. release. So you're going to bring your legs out in front of one another. You're going to bring your right foot up and just cross it across the thigh of the left thigh. Bring your hands in behind you and just slide that foot up so you're stretching into the right hip here. So you just bring it up to where you feel stretch, and you can either stay still or you can rock in this posture. It's our last evening, so we may as well, we can do what we want. We can rock or we can stay still. It's totally up to you, whatever feels good. And then just slide that foot out, swap onto the opposite. So left foot coming on the right knee, slide the foot up, and again stay still or rock, just depending on what is better for you. And then bring feet down, bring them together. Don't bring them too far in. You're going to have them out a bit in our diamond shape. You're going to inhale the arms up. You're going to exhale in between your legs, coming down just to where you can. Breathe into your lower stomach. And slowly roll your back up again. Just bring the feet in a little closer now. Now that your hips are maybe loosened a little bit, so you can hold on to your shins here, or you can hold on to your feet or your toes. We're just going to butterfly our legs, opening into the hips. Keeping your back long and straight, so you don't want to collapse here. Keep the back and spine long and straight. It's about opening the hips and loosening into the hips after sitting through the day. And then release. Come back into your easy cross leg. Place the left hand onto the right knee, the right hand behind on the fingertips. Sit up tall in the spine, take a breath in. As you breathe out, twist round to look over your right shoulder. And slowly coming back. Swapping onto the opposite side, right hand on the left knee, push up and slowly take an inhale, exhale, twist round, look over your left shoulder. Slowly come back round to center, swing your legs round, and come down onto your back. So you're going to extend the left leg and then have the right knee bent so that the sole of the foot is pressing against your calf muscle just. So it's not on top of the leg, it's pushing against it. So that hip is rolling out. Keep the left foot flexed. So we're like in our standing tree pose, only we're lying down. So this is our supine tree pose. You can either keep the arms by your side, or if you want to stretch out the shoulders, bring the palms together and reach them up overhead, stretching into your shoulders and side body. Nice deep breath. Swap the opposite foot, so right foot extends, left foot is up against the right calf muscle with the hip rolling out. Right foot is flexed, so that right leg is still active. And again, breathing into the sides and rib cage. And make sure that your shoulders are relaxing onto the mat, that you're not holding tension in your shoulders either. If you are, you can always just cactus your elbows out, so you're still getting a stretch across the shoulders, but it's just not as intense as keeping the palms together. And then release the hands down, bring the feet in together. We're going to do another favourite, which is so good for listening to the spine, which is why we do it quite often in yoga, is our bridge. So remember, you're tilting the tailbone up as you bring the hips up and bring the arms overhead. And exhale, bringing the hands down slowly. And again, breathing in. So just following your breath, but make sure your breath is nice and slow. We're always in a rush trying to get to the next thing, the next place. And it's sometimes good just to slow yourself down and really take time to be aware of what you're doing, how your body's feeling. So we'll do 2 more. So try and concentrate on any areas of stiffness in your body. Try breathing into that area to release the tension. Last one. And then you're going to bring your left leg up and just hold it in behind the knee or the thigh if you can. You can use a belt here if you need to. We're just going to point and flex our toes. Point, flex. So just stretching into our calf muscles, our hamstrings here. And then you're going to place that foot onto the right knee. Bring the right knee up and hug it in if you can. If you can't, you can just keep that foot down and push the hip away. So keeping the foot, the left foot flexed to keep the knee protected. You should feel a nice stretch into your lower back here, into your left hip. And then slowly release that foot down. Taking your right leg in your hands behind the knee or thigh and point and flex the foot again. And then placing that foot onto the left knee, hugging the left knee in. This is my tighter hip, so it takes a bit more stretch. And again, if you can't reach behind your thigh, that's fine. Just keep that left foot on the ground and push your right knee away. You're still stretching into the hips, keeping the right toes flexed. Stretching into the right hip. and releasing the foot down. So you're going to slowly bring yourself up into a seated position. So we're in our staff pose, our Dandasana. So our hands are long by our side. If we're sitting up tall in our spine and our feet are flexed, so our legs are active. You're going to inhale the arms up, and you want to hinge from your hips. You don't want to collapse in your tummy here. You want to keep your spine long and straight and hinge from your hips as you come forward. Take a hold of your calf muscles or your feet if you can reach them, and then just gaze down towards your knees, relaxing your neck, relaxing your jaw. Nice deep breath. And as you inhale, you can lengthen more in your spine. And as you exhale, you can hinge a little further down sometimes. So you listen to your body, you go to where your body will go. Everyone's body is different. But keeping the neck relaxed. So forward folds are always good postures before bed. They're calming, they help clear the mind, they help relax your nervous system. So taking a few breaths here, stretching the back as well. Slowly walking the hands back up. We're going to come onto our tummy now. Stretch out our back. So you're going to place your left forearm across the mat. So it's diagonal across the mat. And if you can, you're going to take hold of your foot. If you can't, you can use a strap here, your belt, and place it around your foot to bring it in. So we're just stretching down the front of the thigh. And slowly release that foot. Place the right arm across the mat. Take the left foot either from the inside or the outside. Pulling that foot in towards you, or else use your strap or belt to bring it in. And then release that foot down. So you're going to bring your feet wide, so the width of the mat, and let your heels roll out. And we're going to come into our Sphinx, but we're going to let our bottom half be inactive rather than active in this posture. Normally we're pushing into our feet and our pelvis, but I want your lower back to be relaxed. So elbows are below shoulders. You're gazing down between your hands, and then you're just going to look down towards your left toes. You're going to breathe in as you come back to center, looking down to the right. Come back to center, down to the left, and to center, to the right. Back to center, one more each side. We're just listening into our lower back here. And coming back to center, bringing the feet in, pushing into your hands. So you're just going to bring your knees in together to sit back into your child's pose. So having the knees together. Bring the hands out in front, pushing the mat away as you push your heels down towards or push your hips down towards your heels, sorry. And taking the head towards the mat, stretching into the shoulders. Breathing into your lower back. Then walking your hands up into tabletop. So you're going to step that right foot out. I want you to have it flat, so the foot isn't up, it's flat on the sole of the ground. And we're going to do our thread the needle. So you're going to take the left arm up and take it in and under. You can either come down onto your shoulder or just come down to where you can. And then you can extend the right arm. So they're stretching into our hip here. And as I say, you can either stay here or you may be up here. Wherever you are, that's fine. You go to your level. Everyone needs to work to their own level in yoga. It's not a competitive sport. Everybody's body's different, so you listen to your body. And then you bring that right hand back in, pushing up, back into tabletop, and then swapping to the opposite way. So left foot down, and you're going to extend the right arm up and take that right shoulder down to the ground if you can. If not, just to where you can go. Extend the left arm out. We're getting a good stretch across our back, into our hips. And then slide the left hand in, push up, bringing the knees back in to tabletop. So we're going to do our down dog to stretch out our hamstrings. We're not going to come up to standing, but we're just going to go up into down dog and come down. So tuck the toes under, push the hips up towards the ceiling, and then the heels down towards the mat. Keep your hands spread wide. Push into the fingertips, take your chest towards your thighs, and breathe. So make sure you're not collapsing in your core, make sure your arms are strong. And you may not get your heels to the ground. Everyone's hamstrings are different, so just again, if you need to bend your knees, that's fine. And from our down dog, we're going to sweep the left leg forward into our pigeon pose. So if you want, you can walk your hands forward slightly to give yourself more room. So sweeping the leg forward, then bringing that right knee back a bit, sliding it back. Either stay here if that's enough for you, you're getting a good stretch still in your thigh there and into the hip, or if you can come down onto the forearms. You can stack the fists on top of each other, place the head onto the fists, or you can come right down onto the palm of your hands, whatever is more comfortable. You want to make sure you're not rolling onto the outside of that left hip. So you want to keep your hip bones facing down towards the mat. slowly coming back up. So you're going to tuck the toes under and go back into your down dog to sweep the opposite leg forward. So when you're ready, bring the right leg forward across the mat and then sliding the left foot back. So coming down onto the forearms, onto stacked fists, or onto the forehead on your hands. So be aware of the difference in your hips, and the difference in your left hip and your right. And use your breath to breathe into tightness. Sometimes we forget to breathe and we hold our breath and the muscles become tighter and tighter. And slowly walk the hands up again. Come back into tabletop and then sweep the feet around. So you're going to actually will come into mermaid. So you've got one knee with the foot going back and the other one is coming across with the foot against that thigh. So this is our mermaid. You're going to place the right hand down. So it should be your right leg going back. And then you're going to bring the left arm up overhead, stretching down that left side. Make sure you're not coming forward here, keeping that shoulder rotated back. So it's more about the stretch down this side. And then bringing that hand down. So this right foot that is bent, you're going to keep this left leg as it is. Take the right foot across. So we're coming into our cow pose. So you want to almost have the knees stacked on top of each other here, or as much as you can. I know this is a very difficult posture. So your feet are coming out the ways and you should be feeling the stretch on the right hip. So as long as you're feeling that, whether your foot be here or around here, just as long as you're feeling the stretch, breathe into it, don't force it. It's quite a nice one, this too. You can give yourself a little foot massage while you're here. Releasing any tension in your feet. And slowly untangle your legs, going in the opposite way. So this time left foot going back, and your right foot is coming against the left thigh then. So then you're going to bring your left hand down and your right arm up and over, stretching down the right side. The right arm down, keeping the right leg there, and sweeping the left leg over so that you're stacking the knees on top of each other if you can. And again, you can give yourself a little foot massage if your feet are close by. Stretching into the hips here. It's a really good stretch for the hips. Use your breath, breathing down into the hips to relax any tension. And then sliding that foot back as you come into easy cross leg. And you probably will find if you couldn't do easy cross leg at the start, you might be a bit closer there because your hips should be a bit looser after that. And you're just going to extend into your arms. Just extend the hands out as far as they'll go. Wrap them round, so give yourself a hug. Take your chin to your chest. We may as well give ourselves hugs these days as we're not allowed to have the physical contact so much. So we can always give ourselves one. Release. You're going to take opposite arm on top this time, and again wrap around and take your chin to your chest, stretching across our shoulders. And release the arms. You're going to come down onto your back. So I'm just going to get you to extend into the right heel. So stretch as much as you can into that heel and then take that leg down. Taking the left leg, stretch into the heel, push into it, and then release that leg down. Your arms by your side, but you rotate your palms up in receiving mode and just lift into your shoulders and tuck your shoulder blades in so they're nice and neatly tucked into your back. Take your chin slightly towards your chest to release your spine. So we're in our Shavasana posture here. Your feet can be relaxed outwards. If you find this sore in the back, bring your feet up the width of your mat and let your knees roll in towards one another. Otherwise, you can stay in your Shavasana, corpse pose. Just close the eyes down. Become aware of any sensations in your body, any tingling sensations. Notice the blood flowing around your body, your heart beating. Notice your breath, rise and fall of your stomach and chest. And I want you to be aware of the physical points where your body meets the floor. So become aware of the back of your head and the floor. Your shoulder blades and the floor. Your elbows and the floor. The backs of your hands and the floor. Your lower back and the floor, the calf muscles and the floor, your heels and the floor, the physical points of your body and the floor. Feel as if the ground has made a mold just for your body, and the ground is supporting and cradling your body. Just focus on your breath, and your mind may wander as it naturally does. But if you've noticed it's wandered off, just bring it back to your breath, back to my voice. And slowly you can begin to make movement in your fingers and your toes. You can slowly open your eyes. So that's our day 30 done. That's our 30 days done. And I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you feel the benefits. As I say, I know I certainly do. I used to be one of those people who went to the gym maybe 3 or 4 times a week and was there an hour, really pushing myself, pushing my body as much as it would go. And I think there's more and more evidence coming out now that sometimes we put too much pressure on our body, and it's much better to do a little bit every day. And especially with yoga, as you're stretching your muscles as well as building them. So you're building them and stretching them, so they're not becoming tighter and tighter, they're getting stretched as well. So it's good in that way. And it's good because of the breathing, which is very good for the immune system. It's good for your lung capacity and also for your mental health as well. Yoga is very good because you slow down. As I say, we're so used to doing everything at full speed ahead these days that sometimes we need to train our brain to just go that little bit slower, to take its time, to learn to focus and to learn to be patient. So I hope you have enjoyed. I would really be interested in hearing all your feedback of your journey of the 30 days. I have a YouTube channel if you want to continue doing some yoga. I've got some videos on there, and I've also got some meditations on there as well. If you're into meditation, I can't recommend it enough. I meditate every day, even if it's for 15 minutes. It's just so helps clear the mind and slow the brain down and give the brain a bit of a break, because really it never gets a break. Even when we're sleeping, we're tossing things over in our head of what we've got to do the next day. So meditation helps you to clear those thoughts and just put them aside until the next morning maybe. So I will say goodbye, namaste, and take care, and I do hope to hear from you all with your feedback very soon. So goodbye and take care.